Alright guys, well, this is day, was it 4 or 5? I didn't record yesterday, so I kind of lost on the day right now. I think it's 5, maybe 4, I don't know. Anyways, I'm on my way to work again. As y'all know, if y'all been listening to me just ranting, I work 6 days a week, 10 hours a day. During this holiday season, I have no time for video edits, and this is what my content streaming has come down to, is car drives to work. So anyways, I normally don't have a topic, but I was actually thinking on a topic to talk about today, which I kind of spoke on, I think, when I was talking about me opening my 151 tins I bought off of somebody. I bought like 5 of them for $65 a piece, and I just couldn't resist. I've never opened 151, man, and I'm from the original eras, man. Those are the first like 4 eras are like my home field, man. I love the first original couple of eras, generations, man. And I having all those 151 tins. Of course, the intent was to maybe open 1 or 2 of them, but resell the other 3, man, because I got them for a pretty low price, right? I mean, I can still make money, off getting them for $65 a piece. And this hobby's expensive, man. Like, if y'all, you got to make a little bit of moves here and there, man, to keep your head above water. At least I do, dude. Like, I don't have a lot of money. I keep saying this, man. I'm a lot like y'all probably. I got stuff I got to pay for. I got duties I got to take care of. Life's hard, man. Life is hard, and y'all maybe will hear a little bit of my backstory. I'll get into me growing up, but man, I made my life hard, man. I chose the long, hard route, dude, and I think I'm finally starting to figure it out. Like, there's easier, softer way of living, man, than I've chose to live growing up my whole life. But anyways, we're get back on the topic of Pokemon. I think I want to talk about expected value, right? And this is kind of like in the this kind of like leans more into opening Pokemon card packs. Like, is it worth it to open Pokemon? And because that's all part of the hobby. It's not all just keep it sealed and sell it for profit, or keep it sealed and hold it, or just buy singles. Like, I think you got to enjoy the opportunities that come, that are a little bit more lucrative than others, and capitalize on these scenarios to enjoy opening Pokemon card packs for yourself, man. Because it can just be ruthless. This can be an addiction. I mean, it's an addiction and a hobby. Like, you gotta enjoy what you do, be passionate about what you do, blah blah blah. But I'm sure there's a huge percent of people that are just addicted to ripping packs and chasing that card for profit. Like, there's nothing other than just opening. Excuse my language. You're gambling. Like, I mean, I know there's a huge portion of the population in the hobby that is their sole purpose, is to just, they cannot turn down any opportunity to open packs in hopes of pulling the chase card and the first thought that comes into their mind is they are going to sell it, right? So that right there, that formula can be so vicious. I mean, I couldn't imagine, dude, not being able to resist the temptation. There's if you go in your local gas stations, man, you can see that you see the same people sitting at the same machines day in and day out, right? There's just something about that factor of not knowing if you're going to get this. Dude, we're just chasing misery, man. Like the odds are not in your favor most of the time, like for what you're seeking. If you're just opening packs to enjoy a good pack opening, man, you're a fan of Pokemon, like there's something there, that you're working with different formula there. But if you're literally in it just to chase that grail or that chase card, man, and the first thing you want to do is sell it, like that is you're on the wrong road, man. Like the odds aren't in your favor. They never will be, who knows? Maybe some people are just lucky, man. I don't know, man, But speaking numbers, man, that type of formula is dangerous. It's vicious, and it's just a bad habit, dude. It's an addiction, man. And so I like to, knowing this, man, there's a term in poker, man. A lot of poker players use this term. It's called EV, man, expected value, right? And it kind of like, I'll brush into this real quick. Before computers, right? There used to be like, poker has changed since AI and in the last 10 years, because all this software that people are finding out, like, holy shit, man, it might be, instead of just sitting back and waiting for, you either had one or the other person, man. You had the cowboy he's just betting big all day long, everything, bluffing all the time. Then you had the dude which people thought was the best way of playing, sitting and waiting for your hands, and people would just pay you, right? Well, they're finding out through computers, man, that there's, like, if the pot is already a certain size, like, this is one example. If the pot is one size, man, even if you don't have nothing, it's almost best to bet into this pot, right? Assuming that there's like one other person, that only one other person, and let's say it's the river, and it is better to bet into this pot even with nothing or even a low hand than it is to just succumb and fold, because there's a chance not only your opponent doesn't have anything, but you're betting X amount of money for X amount of money, right? And this is assuming the pot is big and everyone started falling off at the turn, and if you make this same play, let's say you bet $500 into a $2,000 pot, right? That's enough to, kind of push your opponent if he really doesn't have a strong hand. And if you can get him to fold at least 3 different times, at least if you can get him to fold at least one time out of 3, betting 5 into 2,000, your money's, you get, in the long run, your money is accounted for, right? So you might lose 2 or 3 of them, but you finally get them to fold, and you have low pair, or you just have high card, right? And the whole thing is you got to understand what packs, what cards are in the packs that you are planning to open. I never see people talk about this, right? And I feel like it's actually a necessary thing to talk about, because like there's certain, like when I was talking about 151, there is so many cards that pay out 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 dollars, right, raw. And this is not even having to hope for the clean edged, no white spots, centered card. This is just there is you got the 3 starters. Hell, even the second evolutions are a decent amount of money, man. You got the third evolutions is you catch Zapdos. There's like 4 cards in there. The Zapdos and the 3 big evolutions. Those are 4 off the top of my head. I think are pretty, like, over $60. Hell, I even think the first evolutions are like around 50. There's just so many, and the thing is the hit rates are good in this set, right? The hit, like, so you understand that there is a lot of chances at getting a $35 and up card, right? And the hit rates are decent. Like, you're actually might hit something. So now you got to add this formula. Like, if you just buy 1 pack, right, of 151, man, you kind of like, the odds are, the numbers are different, right? But if you're buying, like, see, I had 5 10s, right? And so that was, what is it, 5 times 40 packs. I had 40 packs. If I were, and I buying them at the price I got them at, I got them for like $8 and some change, right? So I paid like $325, right? And which is a nice number, that's a big number. My whole thing is there's just I can expect with the amount that I'm pulling at least 2. I'm pulling 2 evolutions in the starter evolution chain, right? Big, little, or small, first, second, or third. I'm pulling at least 2 of those. I feel like. I don't know what the numbers are. I didn't even look up the numbers or nothing, but I'm just going off of what people are saying. The hit rates are good in this set, right? There's so many of them that are I don't know 100% of what I'm talking about, but the point I'm trying to get across is I feel like I spent $300, right? But I feel like I'm going to hit some of these cards that are paying $35, $50, $60, $70, right? I think I'm good for one $60 card, maybe a couple like $30, $40 cards. Who knows? I might even, even Little Mew EX is like $10. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's safe to say at $325 and 40 packs in on 151, I think you can expect at least a $200 return on your like guaranteed back, right? So you're really spending $125 in a chance to possibly hit possibly one of your cards that is going to get you back to your $200 expected value. I believe that. I think at $325, 840 packs, I think you can expect a value return of at least $200 on opening 151. This is what I've come up with. This is what I'm trying to get my point across. And the thing is, though, that's not $325. You're gambling about $125 on getting, more of your money back. But you're also, now you're in the game to possibly, one of those cards that is getting you your 200 back to be centered correctly, to have clean edges. Like that's what you're betting on. You're betting on, you're hoping to turn your little $40 card into a $200 card, or even better, you just pull a raw Charizard, right? You're in line. You have an opportunity of getting the raw Charizard, or a PSA 10 Squirtle, or a PSA 10 Zapdos, or a PSA 10 Bulbasaur. You're, and that's where the chips are. You're betting $125 because you're getting $200 in for your money back, guaranteed. I don't believe in. Someone's got to show me proof that you can't get your money. When I was pulling up, I pulled a lot. I pulled more than 200, right? I pulled more than 200. And I have a chance at my first submission. I'm sending in my Zapdos. My Zapdos is clean, super clean. And that's a $350 card, right? But I pulled Blastoise, I pulled Zapdos, I pulled 2 Giovanni's Charismas. That's what, 4S. I wish I didn't pull 2 of the Giovanni Charismas, but that's unlucky, right? That could have been Charizard, one of them, right? So this is what I'm getting at. I pulled 4, so 1 out of every 10 packs, dude. I pulled the Mew EX. I pulled all 3 starters, which was lucky. I think that was lucky. I think you're good for at least 1, maybe, and then 1 of the second evolution you can count on, or a mix of 3, right? But I got lucky. I pulled all 3 first starters. I got lucky there. That was luck. The 2 Giovanni Charismas was, you can look at it as it was unlucky I pulled 2 of those, or it was just lucky that I pulled 2 of them, and Anyways, what I'm getting at, man, is you got to look at what you're opening. Like, does the set that you're opening have enough payout cards to kind of cover for the cost of what you're putting your money into to open? Like, is there a big enough chance for you to at least get some of your money back? Because if you can get some of your money back and lay the odds more into, like, when I get one of these cards, is it clean? Like, that's where if you can align the sets that you open up to have enough cards that are good, that are a decent payout, right? Like, $30 is good, because if that's a PSA 10, that's a $150 card at least. If it's $30, man, raw, like, that's a good card if it's clean, man. So if you have enough cards in this set that at least paying out $30 raw, and the set is known to have decent pull rates, buy it. I don't see the harm, dude. I don't see the harm in opening this, man. Like this is different than just buying, 2 bundles of Prismatic. And I hate to even say that, because there's a lot of good cards in Prismatic, but I just hear it over and over again. It takes a lot of bundles of Prismatic to finally get that SAR, SIR, whatever it's called. And, that's a hard one. That's a hard battle, You're paying, you're at least probably paying $50 a bundle, for something like this. So you're paying damn near $9 and some change, you know, to open something that is extremely difficult. Like that can be toxic, dude. That type of formula. If you hit, good for you, man. But I'm just saying, like that. Most people aren't hitting, man. And you can spend a lot of money, or just, you know, you can spend a lot of money on this stuff. So I'm just expected value, man. Just like doing a little homework on, is there enough cards in the set, man? And what are you paying per pack, man? What are you paying per pack? Is there enough cards in the set to kind of get some of your money back, man? Because you don't want to just open something that's ridiculous that has one chase card in it and just hope for that one chase card, man. You know. So I just let me know what y'all's thoughts, man. I don't know 100%. Like I said, I don't know the numbers. I wish I knew the numbers and all that, but it's getting late. But on the clock here, so I'm gonna cut it short, man.